So why are we demoing a new tractor? Well, we're in the market to change tractor. So this time around, instead of just going for a straight case, I wanted to try another brand or two. So we opted, I was chatting to Alan Douglas, I think it was last summer. I said to him that this summer I'd like to try a tractor, because there's no good sending a demo out in the winter, you can't do bits and bobs with it. So in fairness, he sent out the 650, and that was grand, that was fair play, and that was good and all. But then he said he had this one coming in, and this was more to what I'd be after, the spec I wanted. So we chatted a bit anyway on this one anyway. He rang me last week, said I was coming in, and he says, you're on the list for the demo. So I says, yeah, no bother, we'll take it for a spin. So we have it for a few days. So my plan is to try do a few jobs, do a bit of road work, do a bit of field work, just get a bit of a feel for the tractor, and then we'll talk figures and all that after. But as I mentioned before, she comes with a 5-year, 5,000 hour warranty. That's standard, which is that's a fairly substantial warranty. Most of the other brands are 3, some are 2. So, and then the finance packages on Claas can be tailored to whatever needs of the farmer. So yeah, so there's a few reasons why I wanted the demo, but we are in the market to change the tractor. We have another demo back. So we're sitting in a Claas 660 Arion, so she's 185 horsepower boosted to 205. So she's 50k, she is this Vario transmission machine. So yeah, she's quite a bit nicer now than the last one, not going to lie. So just turned her on here for a minute now. So this is the cab. So pretty spacious cab. So got the screen here with all your bits and bobs on it. So this is your control stick here, everything on it. Your modes, spools, everything here. So I have had her out for a few spins, so she is very comfy, and she's a Vario. So yeah, so it's a good bit nicer now than the last one. So we're going to take her for a spin tomorrow to pick up a machine. So excited for that. But yeah, so we'll run through this. We'll hopefully get her on a few bits. We have her for a few days, so I want to put her really through a test, because we are looking at changing a tractor. So we're going to try her for a few days, put her under a few different jobs, and see what we think of her. And at the end of the video, we'll do a bit of a review, what I like, what I don't like. Now I'm not going to lie, I'm probably a case man through and through. Very hard to swing to another brand, but look, that's not saying it can't be done. So we're trying out tractors at the moment within the view of changing next year. So we'll leave it at that for the moment. We'll catch up whenever we get whatever. I'm just in the field here now. So this is what she's like on road mode. So when I'm in the field, just have to put her to field mode. There you have your 3 ranges of field speeds. So for this purpose we're not going to be going that fast, so we'll put back down to 7.5 for the headland. So you have a fast range, medium range and slow range. Spools are all here, so you can change the spool valves to whatever you want. You can change them to different ones. I'm not going to fiddle too much with that. GPS is up here, so I think if I go into here and I can put the implement, so we had the grubber yesterday, was 4 meters. I'm actually just going to change that back to a 3 meter one, just for the purpose of this. So instead of putting in a new one, I'm just going to do it that way, and then back onto that, so I can set an AB line from there. I can record the boundaries, or I can do all of that. So I'm going to get this set up, do these awful tram lines. So she should rev herself, so we'll see. Hopefully I remember everything I showed yesterday. I'll catch up when I actually get feel. Now I'm working away, so you can see her there now on the screen. She's working fairly well. I'm going 10.2 kilometers I've set her at. So yeah, ripping up these tram lines. So you may notice behind me, the grubber's back, the one I done in a few videos ago. So it's back now. We have that we're impressed with her that we went off and we actually bought her. So fair play to Darren at Bailey Machinery Sales. He worked a bit of a deal for us. So fair play to him. It was only for him we have this scrubber here anyway in the first place. So I'd like to thank him for that. So I picked it up today. Took the Claas for a spin on the road, to give her a spin on the road. Obviously when I'm driving I can't take the camera, but I actually forgot the camera, so I didn't record anything. But I took her on the road, so she was 56 on the road, and very, very comfortable. Quiet cab when you're on the road. It's a bit loud now here when I'm working. I hope you can hear me okay. But overall, my impressions of this tractor, I like it there. You have GPS screen up there. You have your working screen here with all your different functions that you can see, all these F keys there. You can put down to basically whatever you want. And your GPS is standalone up there. And I think the Isopus also can run up there or here, whichever you choose. But yeah, probably a few things I don't like is all the buttons, especially down here, like they all feel cheap. Like I like a bit of quality in the cab. It's like cheap plastic nearly. Look, there's nothing wrong with that, but just what I'd like is a little bit, I don't know, a bit of texture or something. But it just feels like cheap plastic. But that's just my opinion. But that'd probably be the only thing about it. Maybe in a few years' time resale value could come into it, I suppose, on machines. Claas traditionally don't have a great resale value. It's changed in the last few years, but traditionally enough that the resale value wouldn't be as good as a John Deere, a New Holland, Case, Massey, the works. So yeah, so I'm getting the tester out here on the field. I wanted this grubber. It still has to go to a demo or two for a lad. That's part of the deal. But I wanted it while I had this tractor. I wanted to try it on this tractor because this is 185 horsepower boosted to 205. She's the Vario transmission, so I wanted to see how she'd handle it. So currently there we are using 100% of the power at 1750 RPM, 1800. We're using 33 litres an hour up to 34 in spots. So she's working fairly well at this now. So I am running the grubber at a deeper depth on the tram lines. Obviously, if you were doing just a bit of stubble cultivation, you wouldn't have her down anywhere near this deep. So just the tram lines and headlands are so bad this year, just have to run it. So yeah, so overall first impressions, yeah, I like the tractor. She's well priced. Warranty is a big thing. I have no issue with the dealer backup. I wouldn't have any qualms there. So yeah, look, at the end of the day, she's going to try her on a few more things. So I have her for another day or two. So she goes nice and quiet there now and she's not revving. But as soon as I let her down, the power comes on. I think you can hear, yeah, see there, a bit slow to start off, but it is a fair pull. So I'll discuss more on the grubber afterwards. For the moment, I just want to discuss the tractor. Just stopped here in the field now just to show you. Well, I've seen her already, but it's my own way on her. So we bought the grubber. We were so impressed with the demo and the job that it had done that we struck a deal with Arion that worked for both of us. So we decided to purchase. So it is grant aided, which of course that certainly helps. So but this year tram lines are so bad. They've done a great job on them, but it's not only for that. Just look at this now. I know this is a tram line, but if I was out here, let's say, I could sow with my drill nearly straight into that. So that'll be part of the plan. I'm going to do a bit of trial and error on that this year, so don't know whether it'd be the right or wrong thing to do, but we're going to do a bit of about 5 acres. I'm going to grub it, sow it, and just monitor it throughout the year, and then I'll be ploughing beside it, so we'll be able to keep an eye on the crops. So it was bought under that purpose as well, I suppose. So yeah, it's just hard to know what to do this year. The price of corn isn't great. I mean, buying equipment only for this was grant aided. That's what made it appealing. Other than that, sure, you couldn't afford to go out and buy these machines. In terms of the tractor, well, tractor is just demoing. This is the best time of year to demo tractors, because you can actually do stuff out in the fields. You can do a variety of different jobs. So as I said before, the winter time is just no good because you can't really do much. You're only in the yard doing a bit of driving. This, you're actually out in the field. You get a proper sense of the tractor. So this, I'm demoing the tractors in view of replacing the 150 next year, next January. So I did have one or two others were supposed to come, but they never turned up, so I'm not going to chase anyone. But yeah, in fairness to Alan and James, they were more than willing to send us out to Claas again. It's the higher spec one than the 650, and I have to say that I'm way more impressed with this machine than I was with the 650, the normal one. Obviously because it has all the bells and whistles, but she's a more of a farmer's or an operator's tractor, not a farmer's tractor. So you can do a few little bits and bobs. It wouldn't suit Dad, it wouldn't suit the uncle. They wouldn't. It's pointless. So, but yeah, I very much appreciate them sending it out. So I'm not going to give away figures and all that just at the moment, because just for my sake and their sake, that's a need to know basis. And if it needs to be shared, then it will be. But it's a good deal. The warranty's good. Everything about it is good. I have no questions about Alan's service. I'd imagine it's be top notch. We bought a few machines off him before. Any of the other Claas equipment was all bought off Alan Douglas, so I'd have no questions there. That part wouldn't worry me. So my biggest thing now is I'm going to go back to Case, and not Fitz's. I'm going to go back to Case themselves, and I want to see how they respond. I know Fitz's want to keep us as customers. That's no issues there. I want to see how do Case, are Case interested in our business, keeping us as Case customers. What are they attempting to do? Like, it's nothing about getting a tractor cheaper. I just want to see, are they willing to keep us as a customer? Because I think throughout the years that's been lost with a lot of these companies. So I'm going to try them and test them out. Now it could backfire greatly, but I'm going to try it and see. So I'm going to finish off this field, and then this yoke's going back tomorrow evening, so another couple of fields to do. But yeah, so it's not too bad. The rain here now, so I think tonight's going to be a pretty wild night. So I'm just giving this, as I'm heading back down this tram line, just a second run, and you can see the difference from the front to the back. Like, that's lovely. You'd sew into that no problem. So that would be my main aim, to try sew into that. So we'll see what gives and how it goes, but I'm going to try it and see. That's partly the reason we bought the grubber, and then we also want to mount a seeder on it for sowing some cover crops, because we want to get into a bit more of that. So just for the benefit of the soil more so, not for grazing or anything like that, just to keep something in the ground over the winter. So yeah, that's another reason. It was a nice job. Saying goodbye to the Claas here now. So your man's just on his way to pick it up, and so I have her washed. I was out grubbing again this morning, just forgot the camera. So yeah, so the 660, she was here for a couple of days, done a few bits. I did put the slurry tanker on her again, forgot the camera, just sometimes it skips my mind. But yeah, so we got to do a few jobs with her, and yeah, went to Port Leash to pick up the grubber. So she was lovely on the road, comfortable, the whole lot. Better put the front links back up. But yeah, so what do I like about it? There's not much I don't like about it, to be honest. The only flaw I'd have, it's a good tractor, right? The only flaw I'd have is some of the buttons are just, it's a little bit plasticky on the inside. See, like these buttons here, like, you know, they're just a little bit plasticky. That'd probably be my biggest gripe with it. Look, maybe you can argue maybe the resale value in a couple of years compared to your, you know, Massey, Case, New Holland, John Deere wouldn't be as great with the Claas. some say you would be committing yourself to a Claas for a few years. Maybe that will change. It's hard to know. But yeah, like the gearbox is smooth. I like the two screens. I like having everything here and everything's touch, and then having the GPS up here and also moving it as well is handy. I like the joystick, as you call it. You can put all your functions here. Everything's pretty simple. There's nothing really too difficult about it. You can move your spool valves, you can change what you want. You've got the buttons on the PTO, or on the guard, the mud guard, sorry. You've got your buttons there. So like there's plenty of pluses. Biggest downside would be that just the buttons in the cab and the sort of the feel of the cheap plastic, but that's just me. And then thinking down the line about the resale value, they'd be my only two sort of downsides. Other than that, I mean, it's got a 5-year warranty, 5,000 hours. There's a good finance package on them. I've no doubt about the backup from Alan Douglas. Wouldn't even worry about that part of it. But yeah, so we're not changing at the moment, but we will be next year. I hope to have maybe one more tractor come to try. There's one supposed to be coming, but I don't know if it will or not. But I hope to have one more tractor to try. So, because more than likely will be a new tractor in the new year, and it will be that 150 that gets replaced. So yeah, for the moment anyway, the Claas is leaving us. So as I said before, I'm not going to give out figures of what it costs or anything like that, not at the moment, but maybe in time to come I will, but for the moment, no. So we're going to leave it at that for today. And yeah, so that's the Claas. Hopefully you enjoyed that video, and don't forget to like and subscribe.